Karen Swanson.
And I am Glenn Swanson.
And we've been married for 32 years.
So we received some very good marriage counseling when we were engaged in our marriage counseling class. And our pastor told us that we should never end the day angry. Ephesians talks about, do not let the sun go down on your wrath.
You know, if you let it go, and if you don't take care of things and ask for forgiveness, it just makes that heaviness get heavier and heavier.
I grew up in a household with four other siblings, so we would do the I'm sorry. And they were meaningless words. They didn't mean anything. What they meant to me was, let's get this over with so I can go back to living my life and doing the things I wanted to do. There's a better way, and the better way is to say, I was wrong.
Will you please forgive me?
Please forgive me. Because then that's taking the ownership on myself for the wrong that I committed.
And in a comical way, our pastor at that time said, if you're wrong, admit it. If you're right, shut up.
And over the years, that has served us very well, is to keep short accounts of our wrongs.
What do you think about when you look at me? I know we're not the fairy tale you dreamed we'd be. You wore the veil, you walked the aisle, you took my hand, and we dove into a mystery. And how I wish we could go back to simpler times, before all our scars and all our secrets were in the light. And on this hallowed ground we've drawn the battle lines. Will we make it through the night? It's gonna take much more than promises this time. Only God can change our minds. Maybe you and I were never meant to be complete. Could we just be broken together? If you can bring the shattered dreams and I'll bring mine, could healing still be spoken and save us? The only way we'll last forever is broken together.
I'm Paula Baines, and
I'm Kelly Baines.
and we've been married for, it will be 27 years on October 8th. It hasn't always been easy. Has it been easy?
No, it hasn't.
No.
A lot of it was, I was not a Christian yet, and Paula was. Attended church, and Emily started attending church after she was born. But so a lot of it, was just my pre-Christian days, and that was kind of hard when you look back on it. It was.
I invited Kelly, and he had come a couple times to the church that I attended, and it wasn't until he got invited out to Prairie Lakes Church by a neighbor, ironically right after an old sermon that Pastor John said about reaching across the fence, which a neighbor did. And in my head I was thinking, yeah, you go ahead and invite him and just see what'll happen. And he went, and it was all uphill from there. So
Having God in your life, I mean, it's the rock, the foundation.
yeah.
It changed everything.
Yep. Going to church together meant the world to me and the world to Emily, and having that as our foundation and ready to build on that was key.
How it must have been so lonely by my side. We were building kingdoms, chasing dreams, and left love behind. I'm praying God will help our broken hearts align, and we won't give up the fight. It's gonna take much more than promises this time. change our mind.
Maybe you and I were never meant to be complete. Could we just be broken together? If you can bring your shattered dreams and I'll bring mine, could healing still be spoken and save us? The only way we'll last forever is broken together.
My name is Alan Daly. This is my wife Lisa, and we've been married for 25 years. I think a lot of times people look at stressors, and we didn't realize it at the time, but the number of stressors we were going through, where we were moving from Detroit to Boston to Iowa.
And then, of course, the most significant one was when he was diagnosed with MS. That just completely rocked our world. And we had 5 kids, and our youngest was 1 at the time. I just pressed into God's Word and just soaked it in, and it was something that I needed to have because Alan needed my support that way. I needed to remind him of God's truth.
He has blessed us, whether we see it or not. He has blessed us, and He has taken care of everything. And every day, I can see what God's been doing all along. From the day that He introduced us to each other, how He has formed everything perfectly, and it's been such a blessing and just a lot of fun to be part of this, to be married to Lisa and to experience the joy that God has for us.
Maybe you and I were never meant to be complete. Could we just be broken together? If you can bring your shattered dreams and I'll bring mine, could healing still